Alabama Congressman Gary Palmer. Congressman, thank you very much for joining us tonight. I want to start actually on the issue of abortion. It's something that we saw in the upper chamber just yesterday on Tuesday, where some of your Democratic colleagues shot down two bills, one of which, of course, being the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act. Do you think that abortion is one of those issues that is becoming more polarized? And I'd also like to know your response on that piece of legislation.
Well, it is absolutely polarizing when you can't even get my colleagues across the aisle, the Democrats, to agree that we should save the life of a baby that's born alive after an abortion. I mean, literally, they're willing to let children die on the table. I don't, when you can't get at least enough Democrats to move a bill, that tells you something about how extreme they are on that issue.
And does that speak about a broader thing that's happening in Congress right now? I guess all over the country. It seems like the Republican and Democratic parties are becoming more polarized, and that the moderates that people once fought over aren't necessarily what people are going after anymore. So they kind of go to their more distant, polarized base. Is that kind of limiting anything from getting done in Congress as well?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you can see this in the legislation that the Democrat majority has brought forward in the House. They'll have things that are legitimate, but they'll put poison pills in the bill, and by that I mean they'll add things in the legislation that they know none of us as Republicans will support because it's part of their extremist agenda, and we see this time and time again.
And, you know, I've seen it too. So, for example, the big pieces of legislation that are talked about right now from the more progressive side, or I guess the Democratic Party for that matter, is things like the Green New Deal, Medicare for All. And those are things that just realistically couldn't make it through the lower chamber, how it stands right now, couldn't make it through the Republican-controlled upper chamber. So it seems like a lot of talking points. And then when you actually get to Congress, there's not a lot that's getting done. So if Republicans do want to get any of their type of agenda pushed, they're going to have to take back the lower chamber. That's going to be one thing that they would have to do in 2020. Do you see a promising prospect as far as that goes?
I do. We only need to take back 18 seats. We probably need to win 20 because of the redistricting that took place in North Carolina. But it is very doable. There are 30 Democrats in the House right now who are serving in districts that President Trump won in 2016. In the last election, there were 8.5 million voters who voted for the president in 2016 who did not turn out and vote in 18. If those people had voted, we'd still be in the majority today. I think the president understands this. I think he understands how important it is that he have the majority in the House in the first 2 years of his second term. And I think he's going to invest heavily in this to help us get the majority back. But the other reason I think that we'll get the majority back is because if you look at what we've done over the last 3 years, the first 2 years of the Trump administration, we had the majority. We rolled back egregious regulations that really unleashed the economy. We did the tax cuts that really helped. But if you look at where we are right now, what we did has improved people's lives. You look at the polling. Gallup had a poll that showed that 90% of the American public believe like where they are in their life right now. Another 60 or 70% think the economy is working for them and their families. We've never seen numbers that high. We will come forward with an agenda that will continue on what we've already done to help people, but we're going to add to that to make people's lives even better going forward. And our ideas on health care are far superior to this Medicare for All that will be a disaster. I point out to people that they use Canada as their model. And if you look at Canada, there was a report out of Canada that came out in 2014 that showed from 1993 to 2009, there were between 25,000 and 63,000 Canadian women died waiting for treatment.
Right.
That's what you have when you have Medicare for All.
And really quick, before I let you go, too, so Senator Bernie Sanders is the front runner right now in the race. Polls actually show that he's probably the best contender to go up against President Trump. Of course, it's several months away. It's kind of early to say as far as that goes. But in regard to different races down the ballot, House races, Senate races, do you think that having someone like Senator Sanders, who is a self-described Democratic socialist, actually helps the Republican type of efforts and once again being competitive in the suburbs and taking back the House?
Well, your viewers should write this down because what I'm going to say is so out of character for me, but I actually agree with Chris Matthews. If Bernie Sanders is their nominee, I think the president will win 49 states. We'll take the majority back in the House and we'll hold the Senate. I know you mentioned some of the polls, but you got to remember in 2016, all the polls showed that Hillary Clinton was going to win going away. That didn't turn out that way. And you look at who's showing up at the Trump rallies right now. Somewhere north of 20% of these people are Democrats. In New Hampshire, they had a rally in a 12,000-seat auditorium, had 58,000 people try to get tickets. 24% of them were registered Democrats. So I really think what you're seeing is not so much about the Republican Party as it is a movement. 17% of those people were people who had either never voted or hadn't voted in years. So I think President Trump is going to do quite well.
No, I agree. And I think it's very deceptive to go off of polls right now because even the Sanders strategy is getting a lot of people who have not voted before to show up. So necessarily going off the same people who have voted in previous ones may not be exactly telling. But Congressman, I really appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.